We got a bug eye in from a man. I'm currently going to do a compression test, and the passenger side valve cover is leaking pretty good. So we're also going to do that. I'm going to try to get this all on camera, see how good I can do. By removing the air box and the air intake, that right here, silicone, probably remove the battery and remove the washer fluid reservoir. And then I think I'll pretty much have room for everything else after that. You're thinking, Terrell, do I really need to pull the washer fluid reservoir out and the battery? It's like, I guess physically you don't really have to, but it makes it a lot easier because those two are out of the way. And now is coil pack number 1 here and number 2 back there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull them out. They're 12mm bolts. You just need to get them to the point where they just are loose. Not pull them out, but just loose, and then the coil packs will come out with them. How much easier that is. There's one bolt there. And one bolt there. Pull this off, and then the valve cover is leaking right down there. But I'm gonna get these out and do a compression test first. Now 02 to 07 WRXs and STIs, they have different color connectors. The white connector goes to the front, the black goes to the back. In 08, they switched them, so the front is now black and the rear is now white. You can see, pull this one out of the front, it's white, and this one out of the back, and it's about a black connector there. Another useful tip when you pull these out, if they don't want to come out like this and come over the little lip, you have to pull them out a little bit, flip the coil back upside down, and then pull them out, and they'll come out right away. This side specifically, you have to do that, but coil pack 1, or number 4 is right there, and number 2 is right there. If you've ever wondered how to pull spark plugs out of a Subaru, this is the exact tools I use every time, and I have zero issues 99% of the time. Pull spark plugs out of a Subaru. You need a spark plug socket like this. I always use a universal as well. This one's getting old, so I need to replace it. And then you use a extension. Typically the shorter ones are better, but for this video I'm gonna do a little bit longer. And then a 3/8 ratchet is electric, helps out a lot, but you don't have to have it. In case you don't think it's that easy, I'll show you. I do spark plugs incredibly fast on Subarus. Start with cylinder number 3. Put this in here, push it back. Now it's locked in the spark plug. Make sure this is in reverse. Yep. Put it on there, break it loose. There you go, spark plug is out. That fast. Exact thing, ratchet on socket, plug, break loose. There we go. Number 1 is out. I just got the compression tester in. Just gotta thread it into the spark plug hole and then place it there. Currently we're at 0. This is a kind of a cold engine, but we're gonna see what our base numbers are. Just gotta put the battery back in and then turn it over about 5 or 6 times and turn it off. Let's see if I got enough power to do this. Now I have enough power. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I haven't looked yet. Let's see. Cylinder 1. Beautiful. Cold about 130. All right, swap it over to cylinder 3. It's the back one on this side, passenger side. Currently at 0. Again, about 6 cranks. Our cylinder 3 numbers, about 125-ish. Beautiful. Looking good. The other one might have been closer to 140, but in that 135 area, this one's good to go as well. All right, now start on the driver's side, the rear one. I'm gonna do number 4. It's at 0 currently. Just like before, about 6 cranks. So number 4 is at about, beautiful, look at that, about 130. So we're looking good so far. We got 130, about 125, and about 130 again. Last cylinder, this is cylinder number 2, the front one on the driver's side, currently at 0. And we are at, look at that, 130. So we are basically a perfect engine. And this is cold too. If it was warm, I'd say it might even be 5-10 PSI more, but definitely happy with those numbers, and I'm sure the customer will be as well. Now, I'm gonna inspect this driver's side and make sure I don't have a valve cover leak as there, just to be sure, but I'm gonna start doing this passenger side valve cover. Just take off, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 10mm bolts. And then I believe the top has 1 breather port, and then the valve cover comes right off. The bolts are there, right there, down there, here, here, and last one's down there. Breather port is right there. I just got all the bolts out of this valve cover. I just want to give you a warning if you're doing this on your own. It is going to leak oil on the ground, so if you're in somewhere you can't have oil on the ground, you need to get some like a pan or something down. I'm already leaking oil out and I haven't even pulled the cover off yet. Right here it is. So you can see all the bolts are out. All the holes are leaking oil through. And I pull this clamp like this up. Almost there. There we go. Okay. Pull this line off and then pull the valve cover off and out. It came out quite nicely. Looks decent in there. Oil's a little bit dark, but not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this old blue valve cover gasket off. Pretty stuck, which is good. So someone did use a decent amount of silicone. I'm gonna have to clean all of it off now. Your old blue valve cover, it's like a Fail Pro or something like that. Show you a little bit down here. Doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna remove the half moon seals and re-silicone them. This has stock head bolts, stock cams. Everything looks honestly pretty good in here. I'm just gonna have to remove that. You can see obviously where some of that blue broke off and then all the gasket in there. Get this done and then I'll show you once I'm done with this. I don't want to bore you with a cleaning weird angle video. Really hard to show on camera, but I'm gonna try to do my best here. Zoom in a little bit and you can see the bottom of the valve cover. Can't see it very well, I'm sorry, but it is not leaking on the driver's side at all. That's why I'm not doing this side. There's no active drips. Looking nice and fresh and clean. No issues here. Just figured out why it's leaking, at least for the most part. There's no silicone in this at all. I mean, sometimes they can get away with it, but typically these Dubrexes, you have to put silicone on them. I really don't have to scrub anything off because there's just little remnants and corners that I'm gonna get off, but on the bottom there's like none at all. See if I can show you down here. See down there, there's like literally zero silicone. I haven't cleaned anything at all. No silicone there. Just a little bit remnants right there, and then right there on that cam. All right, got it pretty close to being there. I got the half moon seals out. One's out there. One's out there. Okay, I got it pretty cleaned up now. Half moon seals out there and there. Gotta get a little bit of extra silicone off. These look a lot better. Not perfect yet, but they're getting there. And then go ahead and reseal it after I get some brake clean on it. I had to end the video last night. I had to get brake clean, spark plugs. We did end up deciding to do new spark plugs on this car. I got brake clean, and then I just cleaned the rest of the valve cover, so it's pretty much ready to go. I just gotta dry it off the rest of the way. And here's the valve cover. At the top here, I've got pretty much cleaned off. Just a little bit of silicone I'm just working off the rest of the way. Whoops. And the bottom, you got cleaner. Just gonna get the rest of this oil residue off, and then these two seals off, and then swap it over and go ahead and silicone in a couple minutes. You got some fresh new Sparky boys put in. Well, off camera, I just put that spark plug back in and that one back in, and then the coil packs and tighten them up. I just gotta put the washer fluid reservoir back in and the battery. This side is gonna be a lot easier to show on camera, so I'm gonna show you how I put them back in. It's not very hard, but see a little crush washer there? That needs to crush. So when you put it in, you're gonna tighten it, and it's gonna get a little tight, and then it's gonna loosen. You spin it a little bit more, then it gets a little bit tighter again, then that's when you stop. So I usually grab my socket like we talked about yesterday. I typically like to put brand new plugs in. And then you go over to the hole and then spin them in by hand. You can do it with a ratchet if you feel comfortable, but I like to do this by hand, at least for the most part. Yeah, best to record this. Put it on there. I already got it hand tight. So now you kind of go a little bit more. It's gonna get tight and then it'll break free. And you keep going. And then it gets tight again. Right about, let's see here. There. You just kind of, a little snug. It's supposed to be a couple foot-pounds. I can look up the spec if I want to, but I always just snug them up right there and they always hold. And alrighty, the actual correct valve cover has finally arrived. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this installed on the obviously valve cover gasket on the valve cover, and then get the half moon seals resealed, get them installed, and then seal up the side of the valve cover and get this all tight. This is one half moon seal resealed. Go ahead and stick it in the bottom down here where it goes. Just like that. Okay. Go ahead and reseal the second half moon seal here. Install it, and then I'm gonna put silicone on the back there, across the bottom of that one, across the entire bottom, and then around these edges here and here. Okay. They've all been siliconed, the corners have been siliconed. And valve cover, I put a layer on as well because I don't want it to slide off. So now we're gonna go ahead and install this valve cover back on, get these bolts nice and tight, and get this guy sealed up. All right, I got the valve cover back on. I gotta get this line attached still right here onto there. But I'm getting all the bolts tight. You gotta go that one, that one, that one, and then lastly that one. Just go kind of in a pattern until it gets all nice and tight. And make sure when you install it, you don't pinch the valve cover or you don't like pull it off. And it's really easy too, because where the cam holders are, it's right about there and right about there. So when you push this down, you have to make sure it goes around it and doesn't catch off. But I looked underneath already and it looks like it's holding. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten these all up and then put the coil packs back in. Okay, I got coil packs back in, valve cover nice and tight. I just need to put the air intake box back in, but I think I'm gonna wait till tonight later. Well, I guess I can put the air box in right now, but I'm gonna start this thing up later. Let the silicone dry a little bit longer, just make sure we don't have any kind of leaks and make sure it seals up well. And just like that, she looks like she did when she came in. The intake all bolted back up. Got the intake snorkel back in. Everything's back together. Checking the oil real quick just to see where we're at. And she looks pretty good actually. All right, I just got back from dinner and gonna go ahead and start this. I checked the oil beforehand and we're still pretty much full. So see how she sounds when she starts. This is new spark plugs and new valve cover. Hopefully it doesn't smoke or leak. No codes. Looking down here. I don't think she's leaking. I think we're good to go. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you didn't like the video, tell me why. Thank you for watching.